Emer Carney, Commercial Director at Titanic Belfast.
Now, I just pointed out that I was here on opening day of Titanic Belfast, which was 1 or 2 years ago, longer than I care to remember. But remind me how pivotal the Titanic Belfast attraction was, in fact, to the regeneration of the whole area, because this is quite a significant site, isn't it?
Yes, so not to put you down memory lane, but it was actually 13 years ago that Titanic Belfast opened, and it was right on this site where this building had to be, because this is the exact site where Titanic was built over 100 years ago. So Titanic Belfast opened to mark the 100th anniversary of the sinking of the ship, and it was such an iconic moment in the city in terms of representing the Titanic story and the fact that the ship was built right here in the Harland and Wolff shipyard, but also it was a real marked change in the transformation of Belfast. It was becoming a new city, and we really opened our doors at that point to international visitors.
In terms of Titanic herself, obviously everyone knows the disaster. Everyone, of course, the James Cameron film heightened everyone's awareness of it. But in terms of Belfast, you seem to have embraced the more positive side about the engineering and the prowess and what it represented for the city, while still acknowledging the tragedy, but almost turning it into a positive.
Yes, and you're right, the James Cameron film doesn't actually even mention Belfast in the film, and it was very much based around the tragedy of the story. But what we do at Titanic Belfast is tell everything that happened before the tragic sinking and everything that happened after. So we really want to bring Belfast into it. The world knows Titanic, mainly due to James Cameron, but our job is to link Belfast to that story and make everybody come here for that authentic experience where they can walk the slipways where she was built, they can see the original tender ship in SS Nomadic, they can go into the historic drawing office where she was designed. So it's all about telling the story of Belfast and her connection to the story, and celebrating everything that was achieved in the shipyard over 100 years ago and everything that the city's achieving now.
Now, the Titanic Quarter is rightly named. We've just been down to the graving dock, the Thompson's graving dock there, of course, where she was effectively fitted out in that sort of area. Behind us is the Nomadic. What are we going to see inside Titanic Belfast, the attraction? Because there's crowds of people downstairs. I can imagine it's very popular year-round. What sort of story are we going to see?
So the main misconception that people have is they think it's a museum. It's very much an immersive experience and a visitor attraction. So what we do is we take people through the story of Titanic chronologically, starting about where it all happened in Belfast, the first gallery, Boomtown Belfast, and you go through the story and you learn all about the people that were linked to that story. So you'll travel through the shipyard, where we have a little cable car ride that takes you through into the sights and the sounds and the smells of the shipyard. You go to launch day, where you see where the crowds looked over the original slipways where Titanic first went into the water. You see what it would have been like to have been a passenger on board, the tragic sinking, right round to the newly redeveloped galleries, where the centrepiece is all around the pursuit of dreams, and it's about the dreams of the passengers, the dreams of the people who sailed on the ship, worked on the ship, built the ship, and really had that connection. And where we do have connections with museums is we have an original collection of rare Titanic artefacts for visitors to see as well. So while the story is being told in a very contemporary way with lots of projection and AV and technology, it's also there with the original heritage. So it's a real good balance for customers to enjoy.
And I do remember when I came to the opening, I had a taxi driver that drove me here, and he was very much what you'd always think of a taxi driver. He was telling me how brilliant Belfast was, and how we were the city that built the unsinkable ship, and I pointed out that it was a ship that then sank, and he said, well, no, we built the unsinkable ship, and an English captain was the one who sank it. So there is still that pride in the engineering works of the past here, isn't there?
There is, and for so long Belfast didn't talk about Titanic because there was that sense of, it was a ship that sank, and there was so much expectation of Titanic. But what the city has now done since Titanic Belfast is open, it's taken that real civic pride, not only in this building and welcoming visitors to our city, but that Titanic story. We really own the Titanic story. Belfast has the best story to tell, because this is where it all began, and it's where customers have to come to explore it.
And if people are coming here from the Isle of Man, we're here obviously promoting the fact that there's a new schedule to make it more easily accessible. We arrived on the steam packet vessel. It literally arrives just across the river there, so there's no excuse not to pop across.
Yes, it's a really connected city. We have lots of routes from all the major hubs across the UK and the Isle of Man. And the new route is great, so I would encourage anybody that hasn't been before to get over to Belfast and see what's on offer, and anybody that has been before and has been to Titanic Belfast before, there's lots of new things to see after our £5 million redevelopment of a large part of the experience.
And go on then, finally, what if there's one piece of this whole experience that's your favourite, which bit is it?
I love the Ship of Dreams. It's one of our new galleries that we've done. It's just so poignant. It really tugs on the heartstrings and really makes you feel really connected to the story and the people that were on board.
I am coming to America on the nicest ship in the world. I'm coming with some of the nicest people in the world too. Isn't that just splendid?
This going away from home will make me a better man.